Dear students, welcome to the course Groundwater and Hydraulics, Module 2, Fundamentals of Groundwater Flow, Session number 2. I am Raja Anwar Hussain, Assistant Professor, Government Engineering College, Raichur. So in this session, the topics covered will be movement of groundwater, Darcy's law, its assumptions and validity. Movement of groundwater. Groundwater moves from levels of higher energy to levels of lower energy, its energy being essentially the result of elevation and pressure, the velocity heads being neglected since the flow is essentially laminar. The velocity is very small, in the laminar range of the order of 1 centimeter per second, and the Reynolds number Re for groundwater flow varies from 1 to 10 and is given by Re is equal to rho into V dm divided by mu, where V is equal to velocity of groundwater flow dm is equal to mean diameter of soil grains usually taken as D10, and rho is equal to density of groundwater and mu is equal to dynamic viscosity of groundwater Now let us see the movement of groundwater flow with the help of the diagram. So now let us consider there are two wells are drilled. So at a distance of L, this is the ground surface and this is the piezometric surface or hydraulic gradient. Hydraulic gradient line, which is also can be written as A is equal to B into W, which is also that is T is equal to K into B. So here the groundwater flow here you can see is a confined aquifer having a coefficient of permeability as K and discharge as Q, and the thickness of the aquifer is B. The difference in head is delta H. The hydraulic gradient can be written as I is equal to delta H by L So here this point is the recharge area, that is through rainwater. Here we have impervious layer. So here the velocity of groundwater flow, which is entirely laminar, is given by Darcy's law, which states that the velocity of flow in a porous medium is proportional to the hydraulic gradient. So therefore, we can write it as V is equal to K into I. So as per the Darcy's law, for a laminar flow conditions in a saturated soil, the rate of flow or the discharge per unit time is directly proportional to the hydraulic gradient. So as per the Darcy's law, Q is equal to KIA or V is equal to KI, where Q is equal to discharge per unit time, capital A is equal to total cross sectional area of soil mass and small I is equal to hydraulic gradient K is equal to coefficient of permeability and V is equal to velocity of flow. So some of the assumptions made here by the Darcy's are: there is no change in the volume of voids and the soil is saturated. So as per the Darcy's assumptions, no change in the volume of voids and the soil is here saturated. The quantity of flow should remain the same. for steady conditions. So these are the assumptions made by the Darcy's law. Now the validity of Darcy's law. So here this law is strictly valid for fine grained soils. And here V is equal to Ki and V is directly proportional to I, that is, velocity is directly proportional to the hydraulic gradient. So now let us solve a problem. Here in this problem, it was observed in a field test that 3 hours 20 minutes was required for a tracer to travel from one well to another 20 meters apart, and the difference in their water surface elevations was 0.5 meter. Samples of the aquifers between the wells indicated a porosity of 15%. Determine the permeability of the aquifer, seepage velocity and the Reynolds number for the flow, assuming an average grain size of 1 mm, and velocity of water at 27 degrees centigrade is equal to 0.008 Stokes. So here, as per the given data, porosity is given as 15% and here time 3 hours 20 minutes and the distance, that is x, that is for a tracer to travel from one well to another, which is, that is 20 meter apart, and head is also given 0.5 meter. So we need to find K, V and Reynolds number Re. So here actual velocity of flow through the aquifer as indicated by the tracer can be written as Va is equal to x by t, where x is 20 and the time is 3.5 hours, that is 6 meter per hour. Now seepage velocity as given by Darcy's law V is equal to K into I, which is also can be written as K into H by L. That is, K here is we have to calculate, and H is 0.5 divided by 20. Therefore, V is equal to K divided by 40. So here we know that VA is equal to V by N. VA just now we have calculated 6, and V is K divided by 40 into 0.15. Therefore, K is equal to 36 meter per hour, which is also 864 meter per day. Now, seepage velocity V is equal to K by 40, which is also equal to 864 divided by 40, which will be coming around 21.6 meter per day, or in terms of centimeter per second it will be 0.025 centimeter per second. So now the last we can calculate here Reynolds number. It is indicated by RE. The formula is just now we have calculated seepage velocity Vs 0.025 divided by 100 into so here the average grain size is of 1 mm, can be written as 1 divided by 1000 into 1 divided by its 0.008 into 10 to the power of -4. So the value will be coming around 0.3. So RE is equal to 0.3. So now let us summarize the values what just now we have calculated. So the K value is 8.64 into 10 to the power of 5 liters per day per meter square, and V value is 21.6 meter per day, or in terms of centimeter per second 0.25 centimeter per second, and the last one just now we have calculated Reynolds number is coming around 0.3. So I hope you have understood. Thank you.